Colleghi deputati, collega Mollicone, deputato Mollicone, la richiamo all'ordine. Tornate al vostro posto e depositate i cartelli. Tornate nelle vostre postazioni. Tornate nelle vostre postazioni. La seduta sospesa. Ma dimmi che non potevano sospenderla prima a questo punto.
But they're issuing health passes there, right, where, you know, you can go to a disco, or a discotheque, as they like to call it there, if you have a health pass. Is that something that the CDC would ever lean into or perhaps advise here?
You know, I think some communities are doing that, and that may very well be a path forward.
Shalom. KAHALAL. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM. QADASH, double honors unto the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule well, who taught me this truth. Enough respect and salutations to the fellow AHTHAM, the house of David, the hopefully elect. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BARAK, AHTHAM to your AHTHAM, as well as the sincere YAHAWAH that are listening and learning. So this is your brother YAHAWASHI coming to you again with this 100% doctrine. And you see the perplexity within these nations. You see what's taking place. Now the Lord told us, as we're about to get in Matthew 12, that a house divided cannot stand. And you see the sedition amongst men, women, authorities, powers that be, and of course to the citizens that be. These things that's taking place overseas, where they're pretty much forerunners, they're going to take place here on the soils of America real quick. And don't say that no one has warned you. You know, who warned you to flee? You see? So let's get this. Matthew 12, verse 25, it says, And Yahawashi knew their thoughts, and said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. That's it, man. Hey, when we was at each other, the northern and the southern kingdom was at each other, guess what happened? We failed, right? Miserably. Okay? So same thing with these individuals, the inhabitants and the rulers and the powers that be right now. Esau, Edom, and his constituents. You see? It says, in every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And we at the toes. We're at the bottom of the statue that Daniel spoke of. All right, that iron mixed with clay, which is, it cannot gel together. No matter how much you want to heat it up, one is going to strengthen and one is going to melt. Right? It says, and if Satan cast out Satan, and we're speaking of the human counterpart, right? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. He is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Because what you see taking place is you have the corporates what they're trying to push on and further their agenda, and you have ones that opposing the agenda. All right, but they are the same nation. They are the same house, which is the house of Edom. Okay, let's go to the book of Romans. This is the book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 11. It says, and that knowing the time, what time? Well, we're in these last days. Well, everything is coming against each other. The prophecies are being open right before your eyes. They're taking place. So, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. And this is why the Spirit was on Elder Apostle Tahar to coin this year, the year of hastening the coming of our Lord and Savior, YAHAWASHI, because of prophecies unfolding, which last year was called the year of prophecy. And of course it's overlaid into this year, and there's no more turning back, And this is why we bring the epistles to you in such form, in such raw fashion, and such purity, making it plain upon tables, as our forefather Habakkuk said, right? So Revelation 12 and 12 gives you, the frame of time which we're in. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, the ones that are in the courts, the ones that are subscribed, the ones that subscribe and share, the ones that continue to endure and dwell within the tabernacles of YAHAWASHI, right? Rejoice. How do we rejoice? Within putting these epistles out, within listening and learning and hearing the words of this gospel. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Hey man, that little clip you see, that could have been a sci-fi movie or something that is out of the past, Cold War era. No, this is recently. A lot of nations are up in arms about what's taking place, and a lot of lesser luminaries, they are up in arms about them receiving these certain mandates and these people doing these certain things and furthering the agendas of the one percenters, the elite. So he know he has a short time, man. This is why perplexity is being shown, nation against nation, Egyptians against the Egyptians. The Lord has decreed that. And we're here to bring it to you and filter these things through the scriptures so you can know. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 3, right? Because the devil come down on you having great wrath, for when they say peace and safety, for when they shall say peace and safety. Let's get a couple of words here. Starting with the word peace. Strong's G1515.
Strong's G 1515. Irene.
Let's get to a state of national tranquility, right? Exemption from the rage of havoc war, peace between individuals. And you didn't see that displayed here. All right? You did not see peace between individuals on display in that opening clip. You didn't see no harmony. You didn't see the on one accord or concord, the way that leads to peace. You didn't see that, man. And it goes into more and more, right? Quietness, peace, rest. Let's go back and get safety. Strong's G
803. Asphalaya.
So let's get to the point. Certainty. You didn't see certainty, right? That's what safety gives you, a certain outlook or aspect on how things should be. But no. You know? This is why the Lord tells us what? Through the Apostle Paul, a letter written to the Thessalonians, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. As travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Why are the scriptures using this analogy? Because once that water break, the floods thereof of that woman's womb break, there's no turning back. All right? The effect that it has on your water breaking. There's no turning back that baby. That baby is not going to be able to get, This is why that analogy is made, man. And you people that don't believe in these analogies and the tangible things of YAHAWASHI, you're not going to escape. You're going to be taken, right? Let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, and verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. And this is what we just read in Revelation 12 and 12. All right, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, because those are the peoples, those are the nations that are round about us. And of course, a big part of that is the 2/3. So woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction, draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And you just seen that in the open clip. Just because it hasn't hit the swords of America, all right, at its fullness, you have certain skirmishes, certain outbreaks. You have certain, public shooters and shit, as they call them, mass shooters. You have that, but you don't have it on a scale that these European nations are going at it. They understand that this is the biggest heist in the world. The biggest transferring of monies. All right, the biggest gathering all the information you can on the inhabitants of the earth, so they can continue to be perpetual slaves. This is the biggest heist on on the earth, man. And these people you have that is against their government, all right, that's a house divided. So therefore you have these laws on the books, such as the GOP and the DOJ. They're trying, one party is against them trying to pull these guns and ammunitions from the Americans' hands. Because they believe what in their they Second Amendment right. You see? And this is why they're standing up and fighting against each other, man. But see, wait till it take place over here. Then you will know, like, oh shit, the elders and apostles of the great millstone was they was on point. All right? And if you don't believe, then the Most High has simply blinded you, for that you shall not believe. You see, he have deceived you. Luke 21, the book of St. Luke 21 and 25, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon. We just had a blood red orange moon, just a few weeks ago. If that, it says, and in the stars and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, man. And this is what you have within the people, the inhabitants of the earth: confusion, complexity. All right, the inability to deal with or understand something complicated or unaccountable. And we have bring you the scriptures, which we filter real life and real world events through them, so we can give you the understanding of these things. All right, but are you going to hearken? Are you going to ask for the old paths? All right, are you going to walk therein? No, we understand that YAHAWASHI has excluded a certain amount of men, women, and children, all right, that should not go down with these devils, man. All right? Verse 26, it says, men's hearts failing them for fear and looking after those, for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And this is what you have. They're scratching and clawing as they falling, right? They're grabbing at anything. They're rolling the dice on whatever, you know, whatever thing they can roll it on, man. Such as these Vanessas, you know, the waters, the moratorium. All right, that's just been extended for another 60 days. All right, how much more, man? When winter hits, we're gonna see who's gonna be out in the cold or not, man. You know. So let's end this off in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 12. It says, verse 26. It says, and again, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come. And he prophesieth of the times that are far off. And this is what you individuals say to us when we're out on the highways and hedges, you know, preaching the gospel, preaching the good news to our people. You think that these times, these visions that we prophesy of, you think they are far off. No, they're right at your doorstep. Right? Matter of fact, Salakia, let me get this real quick. Isaiah 22 verse 5, it says, for it is a day of trouble. What is this speaking of? Something that's a corner is Jacob's trouble. It says, and of treading down, and of perplexity by the Lord power of hosts in the valley of vision. What is this vision going into? Prophecy. In the valley of vision, which is prophecy. Right? So let's go, a matter of fact, breaking down the walls and of crying to the mountains. So let's go back to Ezekiel. When you understand, matter of fact, let's get that real quick in the blue letter. Valley of vision. In the valley is a strong H, 15, 16. Oh God, hold on. Salakia. Go back. Vision. I want to get vision. Salakia. I went to valley. So H23, 84. Right? Vision. Prophecy. Right? And this is where we want it. The valley of vision, man. Treading down and perplexity by the Lord power of hosts in the valley of vision, man. And the vision is set for an appointed time, man. And this is the time that this is appointed. You know? So let's go back to Ezekiel 12. And start back at 27. Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come. And he prophesied of the times that are far off. Yeah, whether it be 2 days, or whether it be 2 weeks, or whether it be 2 months or 2 years. Right? What happened in the days of Noah? What happened in the days of Jonah? These things didn't expediently take place. Right? Nevertheless, the flooding and the destruction of Nineveh did take place. The Most High is not on your time, man. YAHAWASHI is not on your time. We are on his time. And the time that Edom has, it is borrowed. Therefore, we know we in the end. Verse 28, therefore say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, there shall none of my words be prolonged anymore. But the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith the Lord power. And there you have it. So these things you've seen that's taking place overseas, whether it be pestilence, whether it be plagues, whether it be insurrection and perplexity, many wars, proxy wars, civil wars, is soon to come here in America. Gird up your loins. YAHAWASHI is coming back. Shalom. Lord willing, this is edifying and comforting. On to the next one.